So let's create a test file for the error handling middleware and set up everything we need for our test like we did previously. As a side note, since the status method of the response object is supposed to be a chainable method, we have to also mock its implementation using the mock return this function in order to allow it to be chained to other methods such as JSON or send. So to assert that the error handling middleware properly handles errors, we're going to create a new invalid email or password custom error as if it was thrown by the validation middleware and verify that it responds with an HTTP 400 by checking the invocation of the status and JSON functions of the response handler. Next, we're going to create an error duplicate entry error as if it was thrown by the data access layer and verify that our middleware responds with an HTTP 409 by checking the invocation of the status and the JSON functions. Finally, we're going to create a new error with no message as if it was thrown by an external dependency such as bcrypt, and verify that it responds with an HTTP 500 by checking the invocation of the status and the JSON functions once again. So let's create a new test file for the schema validator middleware and set up everything we need for our test like we did previously. To assert that the validation middleware forwards the request to the next component in the call stack, we're going to verify that the next function is invoked when the error property of the object returned by the validate method of the login schema is undefined. Second, to assert that the validation middleware breaks the request response lifecycle in case of an invalid payload, we're going to mock the implementation of the validate method of the login schema so that it returns an object containing an error. Then we're going to set up a try-catch block and check that the error thrown by the validation middleware is an invalid email or password custom error. Finally, to assert that the validation middleware breaks the request response lifecycle in case we use an undefined schema, we're going to set up a try-catch block and check that the error thrown by the validation middleware is an internal error custom error.